Hi guys, this is Sean with Future View Gaming, and this is episode 1 of Tactical Advantage. This is where I pick a specific map or game mode, and I give you some kind of tips and tidbits on how to win. And in a lot of ways it'll give you some advantage, but a lot of it is going to be common sense. Now, today we're looking at Gunmaster. Gunmaster's basic tips, okay? Number 1, understand the weapons that you're using. Understand their strengths, understand their weaknesses. Now, an example would be the little MP that you start out with. Not good at range. Decent at range, but not great at mid-range. You really have to get in close, but it's actually pretty bearable to use. If you get into a match late, you're going to hate it because everyone else is going to have full auto rifles and stuff like that happens. You get outgunned, but the gun is really good for hip fire, and it's got pretty good ADS accuracy too. It's a decent all-around pistol. It's not one of my favorites, but it's pretty good. Now, as I say, know the weaknesses and strengths of your weapons, and biggest tactic, best used tactic in this is flank. Flank, flank, flank. Do everything you can to flank. Separate yourself from your team because this is not completely a team mode. Flank your enemy religiously. Next, do not panic when you fall behind someone by a couple rounds. I have been behind by as much as, let's see, maybe 5 rounds and just went through a complete tear to take the first place and actually end up winning the game. There's guns that everybody gets stuck on. It doesn't matter who it is. If they're good with every gun, there's going to be a point where they're going to get stuck. Unless they just get ridiculously lucky throughout the game. Now, for me, it used to be the Magnum. I used to get stuck on the Magnum a lot. But I'm really good with the Magnum now. I'm really good with the Magnum and the Rex. I've been using those sidearms so much more lately, and I really enjoy using them. Nothing feels better than that nice Magnum headshot from 40-50 meters away. Now right here, as I said, flank. Get behind them, take them down. You know exactly where they're going to be at on the maps most of the time because a lot of teams like to just hole up in certain areas and try and farm kills together. Worst tactic in the book. You know, you might save your teammates from a couple deaths, but in the end, you really just kind of screw yourself out of a bunch of kills. Why? Because you're sitting there shooting the guy, and your teammate's sitting there shooting the same guy. Who's going to end up winning? Chances are your teammate, because this game likes to douche you out of it a lot. And it's usually going to be a second guy to start shooting to actually end up getting the kills. Now, you're going to die a lot in this mode. It's almost unavoidable. You're going to get on weapons that you're not used to, or you could be used to every weapon in the game mode. You're still going to die a lot. Why? Because people are going straight for kills. That's all they care about is killing you and your teammates and trying to get that MVP. Now, the funny thing is when they release the ribbons and the medals, you could be on the winning team in Gunmaster and still be considered the Gunmaster winner, which is to me kind of odd because everybody loses unless they're the MVP. I mean, that's just the way it seems to me. That's the way the game is. The winner's the MVP. Now, another big tip. If you're not used to iron sights, don't be afraid to hip fire in this mode. Why? Most of these weapons are designed, I believe, with that in mind. You know, they put these weapons in these people's hands. They considered this game mode being at the release. You're getting stuff like the LSAT and stuff like that. So you're not going to be so used to it. You're not going to be able to control the recoil right off the bat. So they put a laser sight on it. What does the laser sight do? Make it hip fireable. Sure, the spread's not that great as a hip fire weapon, but you can put in some work, which you'll actually see in this video. Now, the weapons go up, I'm going to say based on tier. You get different weapons based on the tier you're using or the tier that you're in. Your first 3 weapons actually are pistols. The second 2 are submachine guns. Then there comes 2 shotguns, 2 carbines, 2 assault rifles, 2 light machine guns, 2 sniper rifles, and then the knife and the little gay LVG. Now I say little gay LVG. I'm not hating on anyone who likes the LVG. The LVG is not completely horrible. It's good for killing campers. It's good for clearing off objectives and stuff if you use it right. So there are actually, I will say there are uses for it, but in Gunmaster, it's the one weapon everybody gets stuck on. It is like the least favorite weapon in this game mode. Everybody hates it, and if you could do custom Gunmaster, everybody would get rid of it. Me personally, I would make it 17 rounds of nothing but LVGs and just see how pissed off people are and how quickly they leave, just because I enjoy trolling people. So anyways, as I said, don't be afraid to hip fire. Most of the weapons have a laser sight mounted on them to where they're designed for hip fire, or the submachine guns are both really good at hip firing anyway. I guess just being submachine guns makes them that. The MTAR, beautiful hip fire weapon, and it chews through people. Oddly enough, I actually do get stuck on the MTAR, and I've used the MTAR outside of this game mode. I do enjoy the MTAR on occasion. I'm not a big fan of the recoil on it, but the MTAR is not bad. It's a good gun, good hip fire. Then you get the AUG, which has pretty decent hip fire, and I believe it has a laser sight too. You get the SCAR L, which is not great hip fire, but you know, it's the AUG and the SCAR L. You're at a disadvantage anyway on these maps because they're not designed for these longer range weapons. Now you see this guy up top. He's gonna make a big mistake. He's gonna try and run over to the other side while I'm coming up the stairwell. It's like, it should be obvious that I'm gonna make it up the stairwell before you can get over to this stairwell. And he gets a little teabag because that guy loved to camp. Now you see right there, that's a dumb mistake by me, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt my team. So I can't really say it's too bad of an issue, whereas I probably would have ended up getting shot in the back as soon as I landed normally anyway. Now, I've already went over knowing your weapons. Knowing your map is big, like real big in this game mode. You're not gonna win if you don't have an idea of like choke points where your enemy's gonna be coming out. Knowing your weapons, again, is part of knowing the map is knowing your weapons, in my opinion. If you don't know what weapons you're using or how to use the weapons, then how are you gonna win? And if you don't know how to use the map to your advantage, how do you expect to use those weapons to their best benefit? Like, you know the Spaz 12 is gonna be a close range weapon, so try and get into those little areas where you're going to end up in a lot of close range situations. Like, try and get around behind the sea room, the swimming pool. You get around behind it while people are standing in there trying to farm kills. You flank the enemy because half of them don't realize you're behind them, and you can pick up 2 quick kills because you got a shotgun. It's pretty much a 1 to 2 shot kill no matter how you hit them if you're up close, that close. Now right here I use the LSAT. I aim down sight because I really do not like these optics on the light machine guns, but I like the optics themselves because I've gotten used to use them on my JNG. Usually I'll hip fire to get through the LSAT, but right there the LSAT was really used to its strength, which is suppression. Suppression and magazine size. You can mag dump. And eventually you're gonna get lucky and you're either gonna get lucky and get the kill, or you're gonna get pissed off and get the assist. Now you see there's Banjack again, just trying to hide up top. I mean, that guy was doing that most of the match. He was in the lead for most of the match. I ended up taking the win right there. The guy's trying to run up and knife me. If you gotta chase someone from that long and you're not on the knife, then your best bet is to shoot them. Why? Because it'll rank you up, and chances are they won't spin around and shoot you in the face like I did him. Now, right there, a little quick no scope. You know, I'm getting kind of used to doing stuff like that, going around those corners with the sniper rifles. I've been playing a lot of aggressive JNG 90. I've got a lot of footage. I did one montage already. I got another one ready to be made, so y'all will get to enjoy that pretty soon. That's a little look into the future. I know my last sniper, my how to recon video really got some pretty, I mean, to me it's pretty positive. I got a lot of views on it really quickly. Well, not really a lot compared to some people, but I got a lot more than my other videos in the time that it was up. Now, you see right here, I have an advantage because I used to frag FX. I have the mouse controller, which gives me an accuracy advantage. So a lot of people can't really do what I'm doing simply because of that, but at the same time, once you get on those sniper rifles, you can pretty much taste victory. Then you get onto the LVG and you just you want to stab yourself in the face. You want to knife yourself so you can go back to the sniper rifle and get a kill, because this thing is such a pain in the ass to get kills with. Fortunately, the team I was playing against were really predictable. They all used the same avenues. They stayed clustered up a lot, so picking my points of attack was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And I got this kill rather quickly for the LVG. Usually it takes you a minute. And on this map, Zeba Tower, my favorite close quarters map. I love this map to death. So much fun to play on. So many different routes you can take. And that really makes this map nice. Now, if you can't catch them where they're clustered up, where they're in the middle of fighting, try and use yourself as bait. Like, show yourself to the enemy, run around the corner, shoot the floor, run, shoot the floor, run. You'll eventually kill that guy who's chasing you if he's not trying to shoot you. Now, if he's trying to shoot you, chances are you'll die, but if you die and you take him out, then you pretty much won the battle. And if you die and, well, if you kill yourself and he dies, once again, you've won the battle. Once you get to the knife, it's pretty much, to me, it's easy coasting. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass because you have no option but to chase the person down and try and knife them. And it can be really, really frustrating, especially when they turn around like, oh, let me check my 6. But you'll eventually get that kill, especially if you're a couple of rounds ahead like I am. Everyone else seemed to be getting stuck on the snipers. Me, I'm sitting pretty with the knife. I could have really extended this match and just kind of ran around like an asshole, but you'll see right here, I go in here and catch this guy in this little room. And this is where my knowledge of this map really plays in. I know about where this team is always at, and I know the best ways to get to where they're at. So it's really nice to have that operational knowledge. Anyways, this has been episode 1 of Tactical Advantage, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Leave a rating, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I would really appreciate that. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you want to see next. Tell me what kind of guides you want to hear. Do you want to hear rush guides, conquest, team deathmatch? Whatever it is, I'll do it. I'll have a lot more videos coming up for y'all this weekend. So this is Sean, and I'm just saying, take care, people.